Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broke.
I used to sing to Ethan all the time when he was a baby, and I had a particular song that I sang to him. They're cute, a couple of cute stories. Which one was it? I think it was, go to sleep now, my pumpkin, you must cover your toes. If you sleep now, my pumpkin, you will turn to a rose. I used to sing that to him all the time. So we were visiting some friends who are grandparents also, and their granddaughter was visiting. Ethan was about maybe a year and a half, and the little girl who was visiting, Layla, was about a year. Maybe they were both a little younger than that. She was probably younger. And she wasn't feeling well. So, and she just arrived from out of town. So I sat, Ethan was playing in another room, and I sat down on the floor with this little one, and I was holding her in my lap, and I started to sing that song, and he heard it, and he came rushing, rushing into the room, crawled over her onto my lap, like, what are you doing singing my song to her? It was so sweet. Another thing about Ethan, he used to, when he was little, I think he did not like loud sounds, and he responded negatively to them, I think. So I sang to him a lot, but whenever he came, if he came to a concert, or on one occasion we were doing a fundraising event in a what do you call them, in a party room in someone's condo, where people were invited, and we were emceeing the event, and there were different performers, and it was a fundraiser for Mariposa in the schools. And so he was there, and when we sang, same deal, concert or there, we'd start to sing, and he started to cry. And the thing is that I'll never know why, because he was too young to explain to me why he was crying, and once he got older, it didn't happen anymore. So I don't know whether it had something to do with sharing me, or whether it was too loud for him, although the fundraising time, there were no microphones. So I'll never know. It's interesting to me, because of course he doesn't respond that way now, or hasn't for years. I'm trying to think about Elijah. He has had less exposure. So I knew after learning that Ethan really felt that song was his song, I knew that when Elijah was born, I better choose a different lullaby for him, and I did.
You found a song for him?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Hush-a-bye, close your eyes, Mommy's little baby. Or Booby, if I was singing. Sometimes I'd call it Booby's little baby, but he calls me Booby, that's Grandma. Mm-hmm. Mommy or Booby's gonna sing a little tune, tune, tune. Hush-a-bye, close your eyes, Mommy's little baby. Sandman's gonna be a-coming soon, soon, soon. That was an inappropriate song. That song came to me from my husband Joe's family. It was a song that was sung to him when he was little. But it was a racist song. It had racist reference in it. I don't even want to sing it.
But it's obviously not in the words you used.
No, we changed the words. We fixed it. It's a darling song, and it's better this way.
In your talk, you actually talk, and it was interesting how Randy in Toronto
corrected me.
Corrected you.
That was so cute. I referred to a song, a Christmas song, or a song that we sang on our Candle, Snow, and Mistletoe, which was our holiday album, which I sang, actually. It's called With Bells On, and it's a Dolly Parton song, and I had written, it refers to coming home for Christmas, and I wrote a little, because I'm Jewish, I wrote a little Hanukkah chorus for it. I wrote it while I was lying on a radiation table getting radiation for breast cancer, which was interesting timing. But for some reason, I forgot it was Dolly Parton, or I got mixed up, and I referred to the referred to it as a song by
Bette Midler.
And my daughter in the audience said, Dolly Parton, which I love. Holy cow, it was very cute.
And only she could do that.
Oh, she wouldn't hesitate to fix me. She actually has been, my daughter has been a huge help to me in the process of speaking, public speaking. She helps me in all kinds of other ways as well. But when I first was asked to speak publicly about my breast cancer experience, it was in 1993, and it was at the National Forum on Breast Cancer. And I'd never spoken publicly about anything. And I decided that I wanted to do it, and I felt that it was an important thing to do, but I was traumatized by it and preparing for it. You know, first of all, I wasn't used to writing, and you know, reliving those experiences is challenging. But my daughter, I struggled and struggled over it. I had months that I was asked months in advance, so I had plenty of time for preparing. I'm not so good at the preparing well in advance behavior. Sometimes I put it off. But anyway, she helped me, and what she did was, one day she just sat down at the computer and she said, talk. And I started to talk, and she started to just make notes. And then it was out of that I was able to craft a presentation. And I think I was really the first Canadian woman with some kind of, public profile to speak personally about a breast cancer experience. There had been a lot of women in the States who had done that, but not so much here. I don't know why exactly. And when I decided to do that, the woman who was publicist for Sharon, Lois, and Bram said, it's great you're doing that, but you realize, of course, that you will be called upon to do it again and again. People will come to you. I said, oh, don't be ridiculous. Naively, I said that because, of course, she was right and I was wrong. And then sometime later she said to me, you could reach a lot more people through a magazine. Would you like to do that? Would you be willing? Because I could put it out there. And Homemakers magazine put me on the cover and did a story about me and about the breast cancer movement and how it was evolving. It was very important.
And since then you've created the Willow Foundation?
Well, I was involved with a group of women who who created Willow Breast Cancer Support Canada, which is a wonderful organization, and it's when we created it to do something that nobody else was doing. There were other breast cancer organizations. Often they're fundraisers for research. Our mandate is to help with people, women and their families or friends, who are dealing with breast cancer today. And so it's to help them understand the diagnosis, learn about treatment options, understand treatment options. When you're diagnosed, you think, oh, I don't understand this. What does it mean? I'll never understand it. And of course you can understand it, but you need to get there. And Willow tailors information for women to exactly their situation. This is your diagnosis. This is what they're recommending for your treatment, and these are the pros and cons of that treatment. Willow doesn't judge any of it or say you should or you shouldn't. It's just a provider of information.